Hello students, our topic is small intestine. After reflecting this anterior abdominal wall, you can see abdominal cavity. Here is small intestine and this is stomach. This is greater curvature of stomach and here is greater omentum. The small intestine is essential for life because most of the digestion and absorption occur in small intestine. It is around 6.5 meters in length and it is made up of three parts: duodenum, jejunum and ileum. After reflecting these costal margins, view of abdominal cavity is very clear. Here you can see stomach, this is liver, here is greater curvature with this greater omentum, here is transverse colon with transverse mesocolon, these are coils of intestine, and three parts of small intestine are duodenum, jejunum and ileum. Duodenum is the fixed part, most dilated and fixed part. Here you can see this part of duodenum. Duodenum is C-shaped. It starts from the pyloric end of stomach. So here is stomach and I am holding the pyloric end of stomach. It starts from this pyloric end of stomach up to duodenojejunal flexure. So this is the vertical part. Here is horizontal part of duodenum and here is fourth part of duodenum. This is duodenojejunal flexure. Here is duodenojejunal flexure. Length of duodenum is around 25 centimeter. From this duodenojejunal flexure, jejunum starts. This jejunum and ileum, they are mobile part of small intestine because they are suspended from posterior abdominal wall by the fold of peritoneum, which is known as mesentery. This is mesentery. This jejunum occupies the upper and left part of intestinal area and ileum occupies the lower and right part of intestinal area. Length of jejunum and ileum is around 6 meters or 20 feet. Amongst that, 8 feet is length of jejunum and 12 feet is length of ileum. Ileum ends at the ileocecal junction. Here you can see this is cecum. Here is cecum, which is part of large intestine, and this is ascending colon. This is terminal part of ileum and this is ileocecal junction. This terminal part of ileum and beginning of jejunum, they are parallel to each other and one can remove around 2/5 of small intestine without any physiological disturbance. For further study of small intestine, we will keep duodenum in situ and remove coils of jejunum and ileum. For that, here you can see these are two ligatures. They are tied near the duodenojejunal flexure in jejunum and other two ligatures are tied on ileum near ileocecal junction. Now I will cut between these two ligatures and remove small intestine, the jejunum and ileum. Here you can see I am cutting this ileum, and here I am cutting the jejunum. Here this is cut end of jejunum and this is cut end of ileum. So you can compare the wall of jejunum is thicker and wall of ileum is thinner and less vascular. Here it is more vascular. Lumen, you can see it is wider and often empty, and lumen here in ileum it is narrower and often loaded with feces. After removal of small intestine, duodenum can be clearly visible. Here you can see C-shaped concavity of duodenum. In this C-shaped concavity, head of pancreas is present. Duodenum is having 4 parts. First, upper part, second is vertical part, third is horizontal part, and fourth is ascending part. Total length of duodenum is 25 centimeter. So length of first part is 5 centimeter, that of second part 7.5 centimeter, that of third part 10 centimeter, and length of fourth part is 2.5 centimeter. Now first part of duodenum. This first part of duodenum starts from this pyloric end of stomach. The first part runs upwards, backwards and right side. This is superior duodenal flexure, from where second part of duodenum starts. This superior duodenal flexure is situated at level of L1 vertebra. The second part is vertically, goes downwards, and it is situated on the right side of vertebral column, and it ends at the inferior duodenal flexure at level of lower border of L3 vertebra. From this inferior duodenal flexure, third part of duodenum starts, which is horizontal part. It extends up to the front of abdominal aorta, and from that fourth part, which is ascending part, goes up to duodenojejunal flexure. This duodenojejunal flexure is the junction between duodenum and jejunum. It is located 2.5 centimeter left to the midline. This duodenojejunal flexure is 1.25 centimeter below the transpyloric plane and on the left side of L2 vertebra. This duodenojejunal flexure is held in its position by suspensory ligament of duodenum or ligament of Treitz, which extend from this duodenojejunal flexure to the right crush of diaphragm near esophageal opening. This is specimen of second part of duodenum. Here second part of duodenum is opened up and you can see interior of second part of duodenum. In second part of duodenum, circular mucosal folds are present which are known as plica circularis, which are permanent mucosal folds. And here you can see major duodenal papilla, which is conical projection present around 8 to 10 centimeter distal to the pyloric end of stomach. And on the summit of this conical projection, there is opening of ampulla of water. Both bile duct and major pancreatic duct pierces this wall of second part of duodenum separately, and they form ampulla of water, and by the ampulla of water, by the single opening, they open in the summit of major duodenal papilla. So this is major duodenal papilla. Around 2 cm above the major duodenal papilla, slightly ventrally, minor duodenal papilla is present, where on the summit of that accessory pancreatic duct open up. This major duodenal papilla is present on the posteromedial wall of duodenum. Then another mucosal fold, plica semicircularis, may be present above the major duodenal papilla. Then longitudinal fold, plica longitudinalis, extend downwards from the major duodenal papilla. Sometimes another mucosal fold may extend upwards from the major duodenal papilla, which represent the intraduodenal part of bile duct. So here you can see this is major duodenal papilla and here minor duodenal papilla. Here you can see the specimen of jejunum and ileum. This is jejunum and here is ileum. You can compare mesentery of both jejunum and ileum. In jejunum, in mesentery, fat is more towards the root of mesentery, and in ileum, fat is evenly distributed throughout the mesentery. In jejunum, here you can see these are arterial arcades. These arterial arcades are 1 or 2 in jejunum, and these are straight vessels arising from the arterial arcades. They are known as vasa recta. These vasa recta are longer, around 4 cm in case of jejunum, and in ileum you can see these are arterial arcades. Arterial arcades are 3 or more in number in ileum, and vasa rectas arising from this terminal arterial arcades are less in length, around 1.25 cm. This number of arterial arcade correspond to the, it is proportional to the mobility of small intestine. In first quarter of intestine, arterial arcades are 1. In second quarter, 2 arterial arcades are present. In third and fourth quarters, respectively 3 and 4 arterial arcades are present. Now, if we transmit light through mesentery, between this vasa recta, translucent windows are visible. In jejunum, windows are rectangular in shape. In ileum, because fat is evenly distributed and vasa rectas are less in length, windows are generally absent. But if they are present, they are square in shape. This is portion of jejunum and this is part of ileum. In this you can see difference between these two. Jejunum, in jejunum wall is thicker, in ileum wall is thinner. In jejunum diameter is larger, here diameter is smaller. In jejunum lumen is wider, in ileum lumen is smaller. Now here both jejunum and ileum are cut and opened to see internal structure of them. In intestine, area of absorption is achieved by 3 structural arrangement. First is circular mucosal folds, then villi and microvilli. Here you can see these are circular mucosal folds. They are permanent mucosal folds, and from the duodenum to ileum they become progressively smaller and less numerous, and they are absent in this terminal part of ileum. So you can see here in jejunum these permanent mucosal circular mucosal folds are larger and closely set. In ileum they are smaller and widely separated. Now villi. What is villi? Internal surface is covered with minute leaf-like or finger-like projection known as villi. They are 0.5 millimeter or less in length. They can be visible by hand lens and give this mucous membrane velvety appearance. Here you can see velvety appearance. These villi are longer and more numerous in jejunum and shorter and less numerous in ileum. Then third structure is microvilli, but it can be seen under microscope. Now in ileum pair spaces are present. These pair spaces are aggregation of lymphatic follicles and they are best seen in children and difficult to identify in aged person. In magnified view, you can see these are mucosal folds, circular mucosal folds, and this velvety appearance of villi clearly. Here in wall of small intestine you can see these are circular mucosal folds and velvety appearance of villi.